I really didn't think this was possible, but I think even though Ash Wednesday started almost a month earlier a year ago, I think it might actually be colder today than it was over a year ago. So, that's a sign of things to come, right? Well, happy hump day, everybody. Yep, we are officially at hump day. It is Ash Wednesday, which means Lent starts today. I hope if any of you actually did anything special for, Mardi Gras, I hope you had a wonderful time last night, albeit, carefully. Make sure, there's safety involved, whatnot. As I always say, make good choices. So I hope you guys, made good choices. And if for whatever reason you are giving up anything during these next, by my count, 46 days, then I really hope you got your fill-in of whatever it was, last night. Because, again, you're not going to be able to do it for 46 days. But, I mean, yeah, it does seem long, and yes, I do make it, and the way I've been making it sound like from the very beginning makes it seem like it's going to end up being longer than it really is. But, honestly, I can sort of view it as the same way as, before it started. When I made the same comparison where it was July of 2014 when my brother proposed to his, then girlfriend becoming into a fiance, now wife. And it was July 2016 when they finally got married. And, those 2 years flew by, just like that. So, 46 days, it shouldn't be that long. Plus, the good news about Lent being starting at this point, Easter arrives later, and since it's going to be well after March 20, I forget what day the equinox is. Because, sometimes here's the 20th, sometimes here's the 21st, sometimes here's the 22nd, sometimes here's the 23rd. Basically sometime after that, we're going to slowly but surely start to get warmer. And, it's going to seem nice out. Days are going to start getting longer. I'll actually have to forego, a layer of clothing just to stay warm if ever I have to go outside or whatever. So, yeah, it can be sort of a somber day, but there is a lot to look forward to. Again, spring literally is right around the corner. In fact, I do believe we have at least, just a little over 2 weeks before we get there. I mean, again, I have no idea, when it's going to start getting warmer. In fact, if I recall correctly, when I looked at the temperature for the next several days, today and tomorrow are going to be inexplicably colder than normal. But, yeah, it is what it is. I actually never said, I did end up saying this yesterday on my Facebook post about making yesterday's video, but believe it or not, a traditional, night before, Lent dinner is actually, having breakfast for dinner. In fact, that's actually what we did at Trinity Polling the year I was there. That was actually a really late evening. Because, well, yeah, I don't want to shouldn't really do well, I'll get into I'll get into this TP Tales another time. But basically, we would have a thing called Evensong, which is essentially a chapel service at nighttime, and the night before, actually it was a Tuesday, the night before Lent started, we basically had a very, very, very long service. But again, I'll get into what that is when that time comes. All I can tell you is, as someone who speaks from experience, if you're someone who goes to church during the evenings on weekends, you never want to have dinner beforehand. You will fall asleep, and it will not look good on, well, I don't know if it wouldn't look good in it wouldn't look good publicly, I suppose. Yeah, that works. So, yeah. Again, I hope any of you who, celebrated Mardi Gras with gusto, I hope you all had a good time. I'm going to personally be going to a service later today to get, ashes on my forehead. Although, it's funny because it's supposed to be in the shape of a cross, but more often than not, after about the first, dozen or so people, the fingers get so incredibly, filled with ashes that instead of looking like a cross, it essentially looks like a giant, ink blot test blob thing on your forehead. I mean, not that I really, care paying attention to that, because it's, all about, doing what I gotta do today, and that's something I have to do for today. Okay, I talked long enough about that. How about I get into, my thoughts on, that yawn indicates what I did last night. Watching I saw the, more of the auditions of The Voice, where I don't get why, I went to bed at 9 when The Voice auditions were clearly over, and I still had trouble, getting out of bed this morning. I mean, I'm not coming down with anything. I'm not physically sick. I'm clearly able to go work out. In fact, I've actually been making some, health changes lately. I've been trying to work on that 16-hour intermittent fast thing. I've been doing that, which maybe my body's starting to get used to that a little bit. I don't know. But, yeah. So, maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. Maybe I have to see about that. So anyway, The Voice. Well, suffice to say there was no shortage of bad performances last night. The one at the very end, though, was easily the best, actually there was one that really got me that was funny. Basically, Blake was trying to get this one girl to join his team by saying, I love that sort of, Georgia nasally, whispery, raspy sort of sounding voice that Georgia singers have. I'm like, this is basically the equivalent of a guy taking a girl out and saying, I like you because you have a gigantic mole on your face that you otherwise may very well be insecure about. Yeah, that was a good idea. But yeah, the last guy of the night, I believe his name was JD, which, as a fan of Scrubs, I do like that name. He got all 4 chairs turned around, had a real nice, falsetto, even though Adam said he could work on that a little more, and he ultimately chose Adam because, he believes that Adam can take it further. So, yeah, really digging the auditions. Don't really know if, excuse me. Again, I'm still not entirely sure if I'll watch the battles, just because I just find the auditions to be much more entertaining. But, well, we'll see. I mean, it would give me something to talk about. Although, speaking of things to talk about, I just looked up the schedule tonight. Another episode of American Idol. Watching more of the auditions. Watch. Though I really liked watching. I forgot how fun watching the auditions for American Idol used to be. Maybe it's just been so long since I'd seen American Idol that I sort of grew, out of touch with that. But it's fun, seeing, the reactions people get when all three of the judges say yes. It's fun seeing, performances that are, so incredibly bad you can't help but laugh out loud. There's even other performances where they're so bad that they're, good. Not like watching a so bad it's good movie, but, something, akin to that. Yeah. So, you got that looking forward to, Captain Marvel comes out tomorrow. I'm gonna try and see that. That'll be really cool. And actually nothing really big is going on today. Funny enough. I mean, I kind of wish there was. I mean, again, with stuff going on and off, every so often, a new show coming or a new game coming out, I've been really busy, so I'm not able to get to everything I want to do. I really have been trying to work on that, though. Maybe I'll get this adulting thing down. I don't know. Actually, there are a few things that adulting things that got done. I finally figured out how to tie a Windsor. And all I had to do was just go look on the internet for that one. Yep. Oh, right, I just realized that's another thing I gotta worry about, too. 'Cause I'm not allowed to have meat on Fridays during Lent, but I'm also not allowed to have meat today. Man, I really hope there's some good sushi out there or something. Or some good fish place I can go to. Or, actually, I say that it's a bad thing. I do like seafood, I do like fish, and even if there isn't, one thing that you actually can have are eggs. So, hey, I'll just watch that one Gordon Ramsay episode of Hot Ones. The last wing, they showed him how to make eggs, and now, seriously, ever since I saw how to do that, that's how I've been making my scrambled eggs every time I, make scrambled eggs. It's actually really cool. It's a little time consuming, sure, but then again, properly cooked eggs do take their fair share of time and, patience. I mean, even when you do something as simple as hard boil an egg, there's still the trouble of having to, peel the eggshell right off of the, white and, having to go through that sort of strenuous thing. Yeah, don't get me wrong, eggs are one of my all-time favorite foods. In fact, they're probably one of the greatest foods on earth in terms of both health benefits and just overall tasting good, but sometimes they really are more trouble than they're worth when it comes to making them. Not that I can complain, because if it's something you like to do, then it's no trouble at all. That's why I have no problem making these videos every single day. So favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. As always, I am very humbled that I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I am hopeful that we all have a wonderful Tuesday. Hump Day. Well, it's Hump Day. Wow. I totally blanked right there. I am so sorry. And remember, if any of you guys don't want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care. Happy Ash Wednesday, and make good choices.